So now we're going to look at how we can actually add a link to navigate to our other pages in our website. So far I've got two websites here. We've got the index and we've got the About CSS. And to make this a little bit more interesting, I'm going to save my index HTML a couple more times so I have some more pages to link. So File, Save As, and I'm going to call this first one Data Encryption. Do that again, Save As. This time I'm going to call this one Data Compression. And the last one, Save As, and I'll call this one Privacy. So I'm naming these files according to the content that I'm going to put on them. Obviously, if you're doing something different or your own for an assignment, etc., you would name these that were something relevant to what you were doing. So down here over on my right, I now have all the pages I need for this particular site. Making sure I'm on my index.html, I'm going to go ahead and add some links now. I want these links at the very top of my page, so my code, I'm going to come here and press return, so I've got a blank line between the body tag and the heading 1 tag. And I can come along and say insert hyperlink. Now if I come over here to the browse, I can choose the page I want to link it to. So the first one we're going to link it to is CSS About. Press OK. And again, press OK. And there you'll see there it's added the code in for a link. If I click refresh over here, my text will update to show me where that link is going to go to. cssabout.html. That's not really an appropriate name for a link, so I can click over here and adjust that name to something that actually addresses what the page is called. In this case, it was About CSS. Click over here to refresh, and there we go, there's About CSS. We'll add a few more links in now, so over on my code, press enter to get to a new line, and again, insert hyperlink, browse to choose the file that you want. Let's choose data compression, click OK. Now I've gone ahead and added my 4 links, but you'll notice here they're all in line with each other along the top there. Let's turn them into a list so they look a little bit more clear as to being actual separate pages rather than just one long link. So to do that, I've just gone to the start of my About CSS. I'll click on the HTML down the bottom of the screen here, and I can choose my list. I want this as an unordered list, which is a dot point list. You'll see over my code it's added in list. To get a dot point on each one, if I, in my design screen, come to the start of each new link, hit return, it'll automatically add that for me. Now what we want to do is copy this code onto every page so that every page can link back to our home page. So for example, if I preview this now, preview in Chrome, I'll save my changes. We can test these links, so let's click on About CSS. That's great, it takes me to my About CSS page, but there's no way of me getting back to the home page unless I use the back button. Same with the data compression, it's taking me to the new page. Again, I need to hit back to get back, which isn't very user friendly. So what we need to do is copy this whole section. So you don't want to copy it from over here, because as you can see there I've selected my links, but it hasn't actually selected everything I wanted in the code. So I'm going to make sure I'm in my code. I'm going to start with the UL tag for unordered list and copy all the way down to the close tag for the UL list. Go up to edit and copy, or you can use the shortcut Control C. Then I'm going to go to each of my pages, make sure I'm in the source code, and pasting them in the same spot, which is just underneath the body tag before any of my content. While I'm here, I'm also going to update the title of this page to match what the page actually is about. Okay, so now I've updated these pages. Let's go back to my index HTML and let's preview that, make sure all these links are working. So let's click on About CSS. It's taking me to the page. It hasn't updated yet. Let's go back to Dreamweaver and make sure we come up to File and hit Save All. So it's actually saving all of our pages. So again, on our index, let's preview in Chrome. About CSS, and there we go, there's my links. Let's check data compression. That's great. Data encryption. That's great. And privacy. But one thing we forgot to do here is actually link it back to our home page. So we need to go ahead and add that one more link into all these pages for our home page. Okay, to add that code to all the other pages, we'll just select that list item and go ahead and paste it in the unordered list tags. In File, Save All, so it saves all those pages. Preview that in Chrome. There's our home link, it takes us to home, which is on every page. So there we go, we've set up all the links for our page.